Contours on the map tell us that the ground is undulating, that there are ups and downs. The more contours there are, the more ups and downs we can expect, and the steeper the slope. In Barbendale, we find that the contours to the left of the road are much more tightly packed than those to the right. We therefore expect the slope on the left to be steeper. Let's see. This is a view of Barbendale showing the same section as the map. It confirms what the map told us. The slope on the left of the road is roughly twice as steep as that on the right. What happens, though, when the contours are so close together that they can hardly be separated by our eyes? This happens in Whitbarrow. The closer the contours, the steeper the slope. So we'd expect the slope here to be very steep indeed. And it is. Too steep for anyone but a rock climber to negotiate. In fact, it's a cliff. On the 1 to 50,000 scale map, the contours are so close they touch. Such a slope is given its own separate conventional sign, a cliff sign. A cliff sign means a very steep slope indeed. Contours can not only tell us about the steepness of slopes, but also about their uniformity. The ringed area is about 2 kilometers across. In this distance, the land rises 120 meters. The contour lines are spaced widely and evenly. This indicates that the slope of the ground is gradual and uniform. This is a model of such a slope. Because the contour lines are spread evenly, the slope is uniform. Because they are spread widely, the slope is gradual. On the ground, the slope looks like this. This is the view from the top of a uniform slope. We can see the ground well ahead, but behind the stone walls, for example, there will be some blind areas hidden from our sight. A uniform slope, of course, can be any degree of steepness. The ringed area here is again about 1 kilometer across, but in this distance the land rises 240 meters from the spot height on the road to the top of Todd Fell. The contours are again spaced evenly, but in this case they're very close together. This indicates that the slope is uniform and that it's very steep. This is a model of such a slope. Because the contour lines are spaced evenly, the slope is uniform. Because they're close together, the slope is steep. On the ground, a gradual and uniform slope looks like this. So uniform slopes can be both gradual and steep. Most slopes, of course, are not uniform. They tend to be steeper in some parts than in others. In the ringed area, the top of the slope is to the right, and the contour lines are much more tightly packed to the right. So we'd expect a slope steeper at the top than at the bottom. Let's see. Because the contour lines are grouped much closer at the top of the slope is steeper. Because they're much further apart at the foot, the slope here is more gradual. This kind of slope is called concave. The view down such a slope from the top is always extremely good. Even the walls and odd undulations in the ground provide very little cover. Now for the opposite of a concave slope. In the ringed area, the top of the slope is again to the right. But this time, the contour lines are much more widely spaced here. They're closer together to the left at the foot of the slope. On this model, we can see that because the contour lines are grouped much more closely at the bottom of the slope, it's the bottom which is steeper. Because they're further apart at the top, the slope here is more gradual. This kind of slope is called convex. The view down such a slope from the top point is never good. At first, the land slopes away from us only gently, but it soon falls away much more steeply. That's where the contour interval becomes closer and closer. And this is the effect. There's a very large area of dead ground, quite invisible to watchers on the top of the hill. So this pattern of contours on the map can lead us to expect either a convex or a concave slope, depending on how the contours are numbered. Where the contour lines are closer together at the foot of the slope is convex. Where the contour lines are closer together at the top of the slope is concave.